Welcome to Cabancalan Elementary School, one of the oldest schools in our city. It dates back to 1928. Through the resolution sponsored by Councilor Filomeno Rosal in 1928, the first two-room building was constructed with more than 20 grade 1 pupils under the tutorship of late Alejandro Fortuna, whom later on became the mayor of Mandaue during the Japanese occupation. On April 3, 1929, one class was added, and it was under the tutorship of Bibing Chavez, teaching grade 3, and 4 more teachers were added. During the Japanese War, some classrooms were destroyed. Thus, under Congressman Lopez, that took initiative in the final repair of the said building, it was able to house the first pupils enrollee after a year. It then became a complete elementary school. In the school year 1945 to 1950, 49 graduates walked through the portals of the proud school. The school then has progressed immensely with 9 school buildings erected proudly. It has 1,700 school children under the able leadership of Mrs. Aliana F. Cuenco, the principal at the present, with 34 teachers. Now, for the present or the contemporary times of the school,
I am Virgie Austria, a teacher from Cabancalan 1 Elementary School, a master teacher, and at the same time a school guidance designate.
what are the present facilities and the absent of facilities that your institution have and do not have?
Our school has a library in which the learners will be able to enjoy reading or having their research during their free time. And we have also our science laboratory, our computer lab, and also our gymnasium, in which they will use during their MAPI time. And what we don't have yet as a permanent office is the guidance office, in which we can cater only those learners who have a little problem about their attitude and of course their performance, in which we have to meet the parents to discuss about their difficulties.
What are the services that the institution offer?
For this time during pandemic, we are using the modular learning modality, in which we need also the help of the parents for their constant follow-up in their house.
So what are the challenges of the institution?
Well, it is really a great challenge for us on how to tackle all the duties and responsibilities as what we are in now. If we talk about the absence of facilities, without it, the teaching and learning process is less productive, and the learners cannot sustain it longer. It limits the ability of a learner or students to achieve various learning and extracurricular activities, and it has a negative impact on a teacher's job satisfaction, which undermines our motivation to teach. School facilities can have a profound impact on both teachers and students' outcomes. With respect to teachers, school facilities affect teachers' retention, commitment, and effort. With respect to students, our facilities affect health, behavior, engagement, learning, and growth in achievement. That's all. Thank you.
So do you have any other challenges, ma'am? Other than that?
Talking about the communication of the parents, it's really difficult for us to have the constant communication with them because of the gadgets that they don't have.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Now to talk about the pandemic and the situation of the current times.
Good afternoon. I am Mrs. Elena Ihapitan, a grade 1 teacher of Cabancalan 1 Elementary School, teacher 3. Mostly ang problem yun nga na-encounter in our school is we have our limited face-to-face.
Yes.
Then and of course, the audit is inaabot. So nisamot yun na difficult times sa mga learners to go to school, and lisod sa mga teachers to cope up because of the problem of the internet connectivity.
Okay. How about within the facilities, ma'am?
Some of our buildings as of this moment, especially the grade 6 building, naka-encounter sila o ang ilahang building is walay atop.
Okay.
And the rest of the facilities, example, the grade 2 building, electricity, nawagtang yun.
Pero nag-hold mo classes, ma'am? For
The
them?
affected classrooms, wala sila
Wala,
mag-hold
wala.
classes.
Okay.
Only the science classes. May drama gid ang pag-ari sa school. So, lisod jud kaayo sa mga bata pagkat-on because of the modular learning. But the teachers are able to cope up everything. Kay ni kuan jud sila, ni nangkamot jud ang mga teachers to have an online classes. So, ang learning is continuous lang gihapon.
Ways, ma'am, or unsay may mga approaches na inyohang gi-utilize para mapadayon gihapon ang klase despite the pandemic lagi na gani ang situation?
We have prepared the self-modular learning. We call that one as the modules. Then some of the teachers are assigned to do the task to write some self-learning modules for the learners, for the continuity of the learning. Even though they are at home, so we'll continue gihapon through the modules. We send modules to them, and some of the teachers also prepared an online classes for the learners to know the learning procedures.
Now, to further know about the current situation of the institution, we interviewed a student from Cabancalan Elementary School.
Joaquin Q. Noel. I am 10 years old and I'm grade 5 lawyer.
Okay, so my first question for you is, how many years have you been studying in Cabancalan Elementary School?
I've been studying here in 5 years.
For 5 years.
Yes.
What are the benefits that you can get from studying here?
Learn of how the world is working.
What are the effects of the modular learning?
Lisod, kili face to face.
And
Dili ko ka-learn og tarong.
so who will teach you man sa imong modules?
My parents and my cousins.
But if you have questions for your teachers, you will come to school.
Yes. Ug naiuban na damage sa school sa bagyong Odette na wala na ayo pa.
For the insights, Cabancalan Elementary School is truly one of the earliest institutions within Cabancalan. Before the pandemic, the most fundamental problem of the institution is the parent-teacher interaction. Most of the parents of the students are from the working class, thus, whenever they are needed by the teacher, they could not be reached instantly due to other responsibilities. Although it was during the pandemic when most of the impactful challenges were experienced, such as limited learning for students. Thus, they cannot attain, or it's hard for them to attain the same amount of knowledge that is being acquired by students who have experienced a classroom setting learning. Also, parents are taking part or the ones doing the activities of the students. The problem with the parent-teacher communication also further integrated. Lastly, the facilities that were damaged during the audit are still not repaired until the current times. For the recommendation, we recommend that the institution should try to extend its effort to address the gap between the parent and the teacher. Despite the busy schedule of the teachers and parents, the administration should set a schedule to address this concern. Through this, the learning of the students could be more efficient if there is a collaboration between the teachers and the parents. For the limitation of learning, the school should integrate a way in addressing the needs of the students, such as by facilitating the students' assessment every week or every once a week and not at home to assure that the lessons were understood by the students themselves and not by the parents. Lastly, the institution should urge monetary assistance from the government to be able to repair the damage between classrooms and other facilities. Such topic could also be tackled during the teacher-parent meeting, for the parents could also or possibly suggest other solutions. That is all for the insights and recommendations. Thank you.